Hello, it is a Wednesday. It's got the comment. Melody, how's it going? I was a little bit late getting into my chair here. So I'm still trying to get some stuff set up here. How's everyone doing tonight? Cheryl, how's it going? I haven't seen you in forever. Brian, how's it going? I think I saw your comment on Instagram. Just give me a second here, just making sure Facebook is working properly. It appears to be working properly. That's good. Jeremy says, you smell terrific. I'm not sure what that refers to, but I'll take it. Gina says, hello, how are you? I'm doing good. I've had a really long past couple days. I don't want this to sound like complaining, but I got hammered with work. It's like, usually I kind of know month to month, well, the last few months for sure, what's been coming in and the kind of pace that it's been coming in. And the last few days was just like, another project got finished sooner than we thought. Here's another project. Hey, do you have time to do this? And it's just been, the butt has been in the chair for the past couple days. And if it's not in this chair, I was gaming last night for a little bit. But yeah, it's basically been I think I gamed on Saturday as well, but Jillian's here. I haven't seen you forever either. How you doing, Jillian? Also, I just want to double check here. Just double checking. Happy birthday, Jillian. It's Jillian's birthday today. If anyone wants to wish Jillian happy birthday in the comments. Sophia's here. Gina's saying, sending you love from Jersey. Much appreciated. Spent a little bit of time in Jersey. Not too much, though. My Jersey story. No, it was the Age of Days Pop Evil Papa Roach tour. And I'm not one to get in fights, but I think it was a place, I think it was Starlight Room or Starlight Ballroom or something like that, either in Jersey or near Jersey. And I like to go out and watch a bit of the show, and so Papa Roach was on, and I went out for one of the crowd for a bit, and I was trying to get back to like the side of the stage where the door was to go to the backstage area where our rooms were. And I was like trying to get through, and there was like this super muscle guy, but he was like a 5'1" super muscle guy, and he would just, yeah, Gina's saying Starland Ballroom, that was it. And so I'm trying to go to the side of the stage so I can go backstage, and this super muscle guy like refused to let me go around. And I was just like, he was kind of like, I think he was thinking I was trying to like push my way up closer to the stage sort of thing. And I'm like, no, like I'm trying to like get backstage. And he's like, what band are you in? I'm like, I was in the opening band. And he's like, I didn't see you. And I'm like, cause I'm the drummer, I was sitting. And this is while the show's going on. And so we're like yelling at each other. And then I'm like, fine, like whatever. And then I kind of went this other way, and I go like this long way up around like the top seating area and walk around. And like I admit I did wait. I waited for a little bit to like see if he looked over, and then I was standing like in the doorway so I could see him. And then I went upstairs. And I watched the rest of the show upstairs because backstage there they've got TVs and stuff. So I did that. It was better. But that's kind of my Jersey story. Awesome venue, though. Super cool venue. Yeah, I'm referring to him as Super Muscle Guy because he had a lot more muscles than I did, and I didn't want to fight anybody. But he was, he was pretty, he was pretty interested in not letting me pass. Oh, here, knock at the door. Here, knock at the door here. Mr. Dane Hartzell.
Hello. Hello there.
Say that again, Dane.
I said hello.
That sounds pretty good.
Hello there.
Did you get something new? Did you do something to your voice? Did you get?
Well, I actually took a course on. No, just trying a different mic tonight.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
So you got a new little toy there.
Yeah, it's a little something different. Mm-hmm, yeah.
See, we joke about, chasing Brendan's lighting situation the whole time, and now we're trying to chase Brendan's radio voice.
Yes.
So
this is Dane 102.
We're doing.
6.
Is that your radio station?
That's my radio station voice.
Actually, it would be funny if you had a radio station where you were the DJ, but then for the music you just went into like the other room and then you would just play your own songs.
That's actually a good idea. I think we should look into that in the future.
So you'd have like a radio voice name, and then you'd have like several different artist names, but it's just you.
Exactly.
And then you're cleaning up on radio royalties because you're all the music.
We could make some serious dents in the radio world.
It's like, how are they number one all the time? Well, they own their own radio station, and they kind of just play their own songs. And then between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., they just play one song.
Exactly. Yeah.
So. Did I ever tell you the salsa ball story about that?
No, I don't believe so.
So for anybody that's I want to wrap up this conversation here. Gina's saying, Dane, you might have missed this. Gina was saying you probably could have knocked him out. 100% would have put all my money on that guy. And I wouldn't have thrown the fight either. I would have tried. We're talking about this time I was going to fight in a venue in New Jersey. Yeah. But yeah, no, I would have, if even friends and family, I'd be like, you know what? I appreciate your support, but like hedge your bet a little bit, but put the bulk of it on Super Muscle Guy. So.
Yeah, I don't. It's always tough. It depends what drumsticks you have in your hand as well.
If I can pull off a cheap enough move. As much as I am positive and I am confident and I am competitive, I'm also a realist. And Super Muscle Guy, I would be like, can I just be on your team? Can we just fight somebody else?
Yeah, I have to say my best fighting tactic is my ability to talk. I don't like the thought of fighting. Since I was young, it freaks me out. The thought that like one hit in the face. It's like you always see those movies where like some really nice guy goes to prison or something for 30 some odd years or something like that.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Wrong place at the wrong. Dude, Con Air. Cameron Poe.
It's not good.
Nick Cage. That was a good movie.
Well, they're not to keep talking about fighting, but like some people get hurt really bad trying to break up fights. Some people get really they're not even like really wanting to be in the fight, and it's just like let people. Hockey refs have it figured out. Let them tire themselves out a little bit. Let them kind of let people fighting kind of decide when they're done, and let other people come in. Like at the heat of battle, do not try to get involved with it. So
that's not a bad adage. You could say that like
unless you have tasers and you just tase everybody.
Well, and that just at that point becomes fun.
Both people. Even if they're holding each other, just tase both of them. So not wasting any tase.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you don't want one person getting all the tase.
Well, and what happens if 2 hours later a real situation happens and you need every tase you can get?
Don't just carry one.
That's not good.
That's why they say tasers. Yeah. What was I gonna say before I finished up the before I finished up the fight story, what was I gonna say?
I'm thinking.
Super muscle guy. No, we got past super muscle guy. Can't remember. We have to like rewind this.
That'd be a good feature. Would be like the stenographer, like the captioning that you can rewind back and see what you said 20 minutes ago.
I like this. Cheryl says never start a fight with the hockey players. I would agree with that because hockey players can fight off balance. So when you like put them in work boots or flip flops or anything like that, you've got a whole other world of problems trying to fight somebody.
Also, never fight swimmers because they don't have to breathe.
They can hold their breath.
They can honestly fight without breathing. So
that's tough.
That would be a scary.
I like Kim's comment here. Hockey ref waits till they go to the ice or starts slow dancing. Yeah, wait for them to slow down before you start getting involved.
Yes.
They do want people to hop in after a while because they can get out of it.
One, there's something to be said too about someone that does not really worry whether or not like they lose teeth and stuff like that.
That's one of my arguments. It's like when somebody wants to fight, usually they have less to lose. So like it doesn't matter if they, lose a tooth or break a hand or whatever. Like usually it's like not a big deal, I think, to them. Like usually they're the person they're trying to instigate the fight with, sort of thing.
Fair enough.
I remember I was going to say the salsa ball story because we were talking about radio and how we could get you to just game the system and then you could just make all the royalties. Anyways, our friend Daryl Spring up in Ottawa. So I have I can't remember the way we described it, but it's like a post-punk alt-dad rock band thing that my buddy and I have. Anyway, so there was a story a long time ago, or back last summer, where someone was upset with the tip that they got delivering food. So the guy thought it'd be funny to dip his testicles into the salsa cup and then deliver the food, but he filmed it and then put it on the internet, so you can imagine how well that went. And so that didn't go very, very well for him. So anyways, AJ, my partner in crime for that, he came in with the chorus for a song called Salsa Balls. And like we had other stuff to work on. I'm like, we're doing that. And I also wanted to see how quickly we could put a song up on the internet and like get it done and mastered and up on the internet. And Daryl loved it. He thought it was funny up in Ottawa. So he started spinning it and he was getting a really good actually got a really good reaction, he said, from the children. He said, because kids started singing the song, and we're like, well, it's not entirely appropriate, but it's not like a bad song. And so he's like, how do you guys feel if I just like put this song on repeat, like from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. and see if we can get it to chart? And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a good idea. So he did that, and a few people were like messaging in, being like, I think your station's broken because it's just playing salsa balls nonstop in the middle of the night. And so it got a healthy amount of spins. But I guess someone who like takes care of the tracking for spins and stuff, they were just like, come on, Daryl. Come on. Can't just put a song on repeat in the middle of the night and have those all count. He's like, well, they're all spins when we're chart reporting. They're like, come on, Daryl. Make it
fine.
Yeah, so they had to like not count all the spins.
Wait, so they kiboshed that? I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
because we would have been like top 20 or something.
Do you know how few times in a week I get to use the word kibosh?
Well, you got one. I got one
That's
today.
awesome. But like that sucks.
It was funny because like AJ, not to play this card, but like AJ's been in music a long time, but like he hasn't heard his stuff on the radio, and it's like, it's always cool to hear your stuff on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least the novelty hasn't worn off on me yet, but it's like it's always cool. So it was funny. We're like, because he's made some great music. His band Soul Pursuit plays guitar, and it's like they've made some great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's the song about salsa balls
Hmm.
that gets on the radio. And actually, Oz from JGO, he spun it as well.
That's
So
cool.
so we actually had the first US spin as well for that. But
It's funny how that can turn out. How it's like the thing that should be the sweet moment of victory can be almost like. Now that I don't think that's as bad as some of them. I have a I always growing up obviously wanted to play a big arena and do that, play like the big arena show and whatnot. And for those or I guess out of Toronto or out of the area, the Air Canada Centre is a big venue.
it's large.
Yes, it's not tinies. And so I get the call that I get to play the Air Canada Centre. The one catch being that I had to dress like Tin Man,
I think I remember this story.
and I had to sing Huey Lewis and the News. um, so there I was, and like it was one of those moments where I still got paid really well. It was an awesome gig as far as gigs go, but it was not the way that I thought playing the Air Canada Centre for the first time was gonna be. I definitely it was a little different.
I just think it'd be funny if someone would be like, Danny got some really good news. You're gonna be playing the Air Canada Centre, but you have to dress like Tin Man and you have to sing Hulu's in the news. And for you, just like straight face, just deadpan, be like, so what's the catch?
Okay, that
There's
being
got to be
said,
something. There's got to be something about this.
I did get to sing one of my favorite like feel good tunes. What about hard to handle? Did it fret the candle?
I thought those
I don't-
Hall & Oates.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
saying.
Oh,
like,
okay,
the
sorry,
Huey
there's
Lewis out- yeah.
Oh,
this
and the
is-
Hall & Oates.
There was a few tunes. Thank goodness I only had to be dressed as Tin Man for one. But like full on silver face makeup, everything. Like it was horrible, but awesome at the same time. And it was hilarious because like Brian McKnight was playing there like the next day, and because of the way things were going, his sound check was like after our kind of run through. And so we're sitting there, and I'm like wiping the silver makeup off my face, watching Brian McKnight like mess around on the pianos. And then we got to mess around on the pianos. So like I feel bad for the fact that those pianos were probably horribly out of tune for that show. He probably sat down on his pianos and was like, what drunken silver painted freak sat down at my piano and threw it out of tune?
Who touched my piano? Was
Yeah.
it Silver Guy?
Yeah.
Was it Silver Guy?
Well, and honestly, it'd be like the Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's like someone's been sitting at my piano, and they're still here, kind of.
So when you go back over to them, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't me.
Yeah, I hope that like we hit our big huge fame when this video is further down the queue, so that Brian doesn't see this, you know. And Brian, if you are watching right now, because I can't see who's on the live right now. For all
No,
I know,
I don't
who's
see him.
watching.
He's not hopping in the chat right now.
Okay, cool. Well, if you do watch it, Brian, I apologize for that day. If you remember it, if you don't, that's awesome. And
So. It was someone else. It was Steve.
and yeah, and
Steve was messing around with your piano.
I apologize for the roadie that he probably fired. Goodness gracious me. I haven't seen any questions pop up. JJO is amazing. Yes, indeed, Jeremy.
JGO was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good station. And Taste of Madison is a pretty fun event.
Oh gosh, I missed that.
I feel like at the end of last year, we were already like, let's try to see if we can get into Taste of Madison this year.
Yeah.
It's like it was already cool because the food's always really good, the stage is good, the crew's good, the crowd's fun.
They
The
always have a
photo op
keg.
after
There's
with the
always a keg out back.
yeah, it's just all that stuff. We're like, let's just just put it on the goals chart for things we want
Mm-hmm.
to do.
Yeah.
Actually, I had something I wanted to discuss and get your thoughts on, and we could probably discuss it in the chat as well. So Live Nation put out a press
I
release
saw that.
yesterday talking about how they think concerts are going to be back full swing by summer next year.
I at
Do you,
this
do you
point,
see it? Do you not see it?
well, I think it's yet to be seen. Like I think I can make my own. I think so, only because of the fact that I think that you know people need to start making money again.
That's a
And
big part of it for
and
Live Nation.
and not only that, but the longer that things the longer things do get postponed and canceled and canceled and canceled, you'll see those things start like Rock USA and Country USA, um, like start basically saying like they are no more.
Bankrupt, yeah.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that I don't think anyone wants to see. So the hard part I think is going to be people really adapting different ways of doing things. Like the whole mask thing. It's funny. There's like an anti-mask rally in in Woodstock
We've had a couple in Toronto too, yeah.
on Sunday, and it's funny. Yeah, like I feel like until that stuff dies down, I don't see things like that being able to happen without consequences. Um, that being said, there's lots of things that we do that that have consequences, and people just deal with the consequences. But the other thing is now there being a change in regime starting I guess in January. Like that's also yet to be seen as to what could happen with that. You know what I mean? There could be things really cracked down, or there could be things really, streamlined and brought on a way back towards getting things regularly open again. What do you think?
I have a couple thoughts on it. I just want to point Kim's saying nope unless the vaccine comes through or unless they do distance seating. So this is my theory on opening things back up for concerts next year.
Mm-hmm.
Live Nation owns a lot of venues. So it's in their best interest to make sure things are going back into them. There's a lot of venues that are closing, and unfortunately either they're going to get bought up or because this is the time to buy. It's just does Live Nation have the cash on hand or not, sort of thing. So my thing is once the weather's nicer, there's a lot of outdoor venues, and that could solve some problems as far as like getting people bottlenecked into a building, and then you've got to deal with your HVAC and your recycled air and all that kind of crap. But if you can have some of your events outside, we had our drive-in shows this year. You don't need to put cars in that parking lot. You could just have people, and if you've got enough space where you can keep people outside, and say capacity for your outdoor venue is 1,000, if you could put 300 people in there and find a way where you can kind of distance them a little bit, I think you could get your concerts back. That being said, too, Live Nation has a lot of AAA artists signed that are doing nothing right now. So think about your huge like cash cows, and they can't go tour and make you money.
Yeah.
So like it's in their best interest to find a way. So instead of we got comfortable with paying $100 for some decent shows the last couple of years.
Yeah,
and it's like, would you pay $150 if there was less people there? Would you pay $200 if there was less people there? And you didn't have to worry about trying to see over somebody. So I think the outdoor venues next year could be, no pun intended, the hot ticket as far as getting some of these shows back. And as you're saying, Dane, with some of the the big festival grounds and stuff like that, some of them are permanent. And the idea where like they could probably still hold some touring acts there because they've got the space that they can accommodate all the people. I'm not trying to jam everybody in. No, 16,000 people in Scotiabank Arena here. They could put significantly less in there and just have the floors. As you're saying, they could space them out in the crowd. So I see that kind of happening and being, weather permitting a lot of shows, especially the bigger ones. They'll just hold them outdoors sort of thing. But today, because I wanted to talk about this yesterday on video, but today Ticketmaster put out a press release saying that they're going to ask people to be vaccinated or to have proof of a negative test result. And that to me is like, I think you're asking a lot of the public, especially the concert goer, like the average concert goer. Like I think a lot of people will end up getting a vaccine once it's approved and safe.
Well, not to mention though the fact that like if you've got a vaccine, how long do you have to have it in your system before it becomes? You know what I mean?
The Pfizer one they're talking about, it's 2 doses and it's 3 weeks apart, I do believe. Kim will correct me if I am wrong. I'm sure.
The other thing is if you had a positive or you tested negative for the virus yesterday, and you go to the concert tomorrow, you know what I mean? Like, who did you see in between then and
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's a lot of
it's a tough thing to police.
Yeah. I still think the testing is going to get quicker and quicker, because they were talking about that 15-minute saliva test, and it's like I can see that being mandatory for getting on flights or to go vacationing, especially things like cruise ships where you're probably going to be just in one spot, kind of quarantine on the ship. I can see that being the game changer, because the idea of being able to test people and to pull people out into quarantine for a bit if they are carrying, I can see that making the hugest difference, more so than the vaccine. So
yeah,
because you just gotta get cases down, and it's like, regardless of which side of the fence you're on, as far as what you think the pandemic is, real versus orchestrated, it's like the numbers don't look good, and we know people that have died from it. And again, you could argue like, oh, it's underlying conditions and stuff, but it's like, it just takes one healthy person with no underlying conditions to like die in 8 days to go, oh, okay, maybe this is something to look into.
Well, and realistically, it's like that could be very much the truth, but there's a lot of diseases that that they aren't what kills you. It's that they weaken you for other things to kill you. So, and there's quite a few. So, yeah. Either way, I'm with everybody. I hope that. She said. So it's 6 weeks.
So it's 6 weeks to immunity, probably.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, first vaccine. Yeah, I'm staying pretty positive right now. I think, like going into say April or May.
Yeah.
So, just how things look in my end, especially when being able to keep people outdoors for some of these concerts, like that's what I'm mentally preparing myself for.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and the other thing is too, like I find that now that it's not beautiful weather out everywhere, I don't know that people are going to be fighting to, be sitting around a campfire or getting drunk together and stuff like that. I think you'll see people a little more easily socially distancing themselves.
I would agree. Like Cheryl saying here, here in Massachusetts, I'm always surprised I can pronounce that because I'm pretty mumbly. Here in Massachusetts, the bars can't be open with live music. They say people who drink get drunk, sing, and spread spit that way. I'm not going to disagree with that.
I get spat on a lot at bars.
Well, the thing too, and like, I think enough people and bands would agree. The amount of times you've been at the merch table and someone's playing, and then you have someone like screaming in your ear, and you can feel it. Like you can feel, as Justin Trudeau would say, you can feel them speaking moistly on the side of your face, and you're just like, there's a lot of stuff going on. And yeah, especially if they've had a few, where they think they're being normal, and it's like, no, you're being pretty spitty right now. So
I love the fact that you get really good at just like pretending you know what someone's talking about. Just smile, nod. Every once in a while, kind of give them a little bit of, I don't know, you might be a little crazy on that. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Dane, you just gave away your tail when you do that, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, he
Well,
doesn't know what he's talking about.
the good
Okay,
thing
since
is
you just gave your tail, I'll give my tail. My tail is this: when I can't hear you.
yeah.
Like
funny.
I can't hear what's going.
Mike does that to me on stage all the time. He's like,
It's different for us, but just sometimes people say something, and like I have my earplugs in all the time when we're at shows and stuff. But sometimes I have no idea what someone's saying, and they'll like look at me and like nod, and I'm like, okay, I think that's a compliment. I'll just be like, oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
oh, that's funny.
Everyone's just trying to. Oh,
Liz
Katie's
says
here.
she's gonna remember
Go,
that.
Katie.
We're both caught.
Liz is good. She understands. And
Well, and
Liz will wait.
I don't think I've actually, that's not true. There's maybe been one time where Liz was loud, but you're very
Very soft
quiet
spoken.
and calm. A calming person.
She'll wait. She'll wait for the right time
Mm-hmm.
to say stuff. Not when some band is raging and you're just like, someone needs to shout in your ear that you did a good job. And you're like, thanks.
That's too funny. That's good.
But yeah, back with the Ticketmaster thing for a second, because I'm just curious to see how, because we have contact tracing. We have the COVID app up here in Ontario. I imagine it's across Canada. So that if you're in contact with somebody because of Bluetooth, it'll tell you if they tested positive or not, and if you should be concerned. So I'm curious to see if Live Nation rolls out an app, or if a bigger company rolls out an app that's kind of like how it authenticates your vaccine status.
See,
I guess
that would make sense. That would make more sense to me, because then they can at least tell if you've been in contact with anybody else that's known.
Well, that's you having a negative test result or having the vaccination. But the thing too, it's like in Canada, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know how this would work in the U.S., but in Canada we have well, in Ontario we have our OHIP number. So just like we would have our like passport number that's validated, you have your driver's license, or you have your government issued ID, you have your health card. And it's like in the States, it's like, sorry, are you laughing at my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the States, it's like, I don't know if you have a card that kind of has your number, because you need to go in and get another government issued ID, I think.
What?
Because the thing, I just don't know how they would run that down in the States. Because up here, like, we have OHIP cards, we have health cards, but down in the States, I don't think they have health cards.
Well, and before
They might have like
cards,
your health insurance card.
before health cards changed, if you didn't have a license, you had to go, or a passport, you had to go and get one of those. I think it was just called a personal ID card.
Yeah.
I think. Man, I'm confused now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Like this from Jeremy. If someone tries to speak to me while I'm doing sound, I cannot hear what they're saying, regardless of any situation. No matter how hard I try to hear you, I'm concentrating on my job. That is good to know, Jeremy. But now I'm going through things that someone could be telling you that's really, really important, and you're just like, What was the name of that band we had a couple weeks ago?
Sorry, what?
What was that? What was the Ohio band we were joking about?
Oh, Ohio's Most Wanted.
Yeah, Jerry's fixing Ohio's Most Wanted. Not now. Not now. Get out of here.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't care if you have a second kick drum. Deal with that later.
Oh, that's
I
good.
don't care if your drummer sings. Get out of here. Tooth later.
Oh man, that's funny. Mike, you need a hat.
I do need a hat.
We did. I'll forget a hat at your place at
I
some
don't
point.
have a hat. Dane's talking to my turn on YouTube. You can get some fun people hopping in on YouTube.
Oh, I forget that people on Facebook can't see the
yeah.
chat on there.
You got Dane made a friend on Sunday. He thought my turn was pretty fun.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I'm back with the Ticketmaster thing and the valid vaccination. I'm just not sure they're going to do that, but I'm curious if the U.S. government has plans to roll something like that out. So that being said, like the amount of times that I've answered questions, like Americans' questions towards Canadian healthcare, it's like I have just as many questions to Americans about American healthcare. Because there's some people that are okay with it, and some people really, really dislike it. So,
I think that like money is what seems to be the big thing. Like if you've got money or a job that has healthcare included, like it can, because I think the one thing that they do have in the States is you get, if you pay for it, you get quicker
quicker, yeah.
But yeah, I do love the fact that like I could walk into the Emerge and just smash my arm with a hammer and they'd fix it.
Yeah, and they could watch you do it and be like, that's not good. You're gonna wait a little bit longer, being a bit of a ding dong, but
yeah.
Because I remember when I was sick and I was waiting for my MRI, because I waited 5 days for it to get me in. But MRI, they run 24 hours a day, 365 and a quarter days a year. So it's like, I remember looking it up down in the States. I think it was about either $2,500 or $3,500 down there, and it's like
A month.
No, for just the one MRI, just to go get a scan.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, because like I get that, like, yeah, you could go, if you're down there, you have the money, then you could go use it. But it's like, because it's included here, I don't want to say free because some people get mad when I say it's free. Because it's included with your subscription to being Canadian via taxes. Yeah, you might wait a couple days to get it, but like, I lived in the hospital for a few days and they fed me.
Well, and I will say that I've never personally, and I know that it's not like it's a lie or anything. It does take some time with things, but like I've never had to wait for anything. Like you said, more than a couple days or something.
Yeah, like not. Well, that's the thing. They just like as an inpatient when there's an opening, because it might be at 3:00 in the morning. Then you just go. But if you're an outpatient, then you get put on the list, and then you just, not so you keep getting bumped, but it's like you expect to wait for 2 months or 3 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kate's saying, yeah, MRIs and CT scans are pretty expensive here without insurance. I felt like I was in the CT, like when I was sick and they were trying to figure out what was wrong. It's like I felt like I was in the CT all the time, because they would go and scan again, and check something else. I will mention my story from that, and my mother had to get a CT scan back in the summer where they it's the same thing where they put the iodine in. So they scan you once and they put this iodine stuff in, and then they scan you again. And because I had no one to like talk to about it, because like when I had that scan, the technician, he's like, you're gonna feel like you're going to the bathroom, but you're not. And so I'm like, okay, that's a really weird way to sell this. And the only way I could describe it, so they do the scan, you don't feel anything. They do the second scan after putting the iodine in. You know the sound and the look of like a TV, like TV static, and like pink noise.
Yeah.
It felt like that went through my body, and like I felt it go like from the top of my, if you're lying down, go from like the top of my head, and then it felt like someone's like ringing at my body with this weird like fuzz. And then the thing is like you feel it go like down your body, and then you're like, oh, here it comes, because it's going past your belly button. And yeah, when it goes over your midsection and your naughty bits, you feel like you've just wet yourself.
Huh.
And it's the weirdest feeling, and you're like, but I didn't. but like it was really, really weird.
Not
It
to
felt
get
like.
gross, but like, is it only wet yourself, or do you feel like you
No,
went
you didn't. No, you didn't.
completely?
You didn't feel like you needed. No.
Okay.
But it was a really, really interesting feeling. And
Mm.
after it was done, I was kind of laughing because it was awesome. It was like a really weird, cool experience. You're like, this is neat. And the technician, I'm like, have you tried this? He's like, no. I'm like, you gotta try this. Like, I know you work here, but like,
That's so nutty that you'd think that they would definitely just kind of on their off time just run each other through it.
yeah, just so you know that what's going on with it. But yeah, it was really weird. So yeah, my mom wanted to get a CT scan with the iodine, over this summer. So we're chatting about that. I'm like, it's weird. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, I've never gotten one.
Well, again, the regular one you don't notice, but the iodine one, it's like you feel it from like through your teeth and everything. It's like your whole body just kind of has this weird, like TV static
Huh.
that like gets ripped through it.
When Katie's saying that MRIs and CT scans are pretty expensive, and they can still cost if you've got insurance. I didn't know that.
Yeah, again, there's
I
things
guess
like
if
that.
your insurance only covers so much.
Yeah, it's like my hospital stay. I was in there for 5 or 6 days, 3 meals a day,
Mhm.
and all the scans, all the tests, the lumbar puncture, aka the spinal tap, and I joke that the only thing I paid for was end of day sushi from the food court, and that was it.
End of day sushi.
Yeah, the food court downstairs at Mount Sinai, and it was like, although it was funny too because like when I was sick there, like I couldn't really walk very well, and I really couldn't see very well at all,
Mhm.
and so, like, I just had Jess on my left. Like I could see on my left side a little bit, but I just had Jess on my left side, and I was walking around. Like I feel like I had no idea. Like
Huh.
I just was, yeah, I felt pretty useless.
It's a nice hospital.
It's a very nice hospital.
Mhm.
It was a pleasant
Indeed.
experience. Anyways, back with we got some chat happening now too with the U.S. Healthcare system.
Well, and Dawn was saying that she waited months for I think it was an MRI or a CT. Yeah, an MRI in Toronto.
Yeah, if you're an outpatient, like yeah, you're gonna wait for months. Like my next MRI is conveniently December 19th. So, and then I got my last
December 19th?
yeah 19th. So my last neurologist appointment was October, mid October,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when you booked it. So yeah, it took a couple months to get that. But if it's not urgent, it's gonna take a little bit. But again, like there were people, like when I got the call when I was in the hospital, I got the call for the MRI, and like I went down and you're waiting,
Mm-hmm.
and like the guy across from me, he was there with his partner, and it's like the guy across from me had a head injury. Like he had a like not say clearly he had a head injury, but he definitely had a head injury. So he probably came in to emerge, and they're like, we need to just check this guy out right now to see what's going. So he probably fast tracked in that way. As soon as there was an opening, he went and took it. But that's one of those things too. Like I didn't feel like I was dying. So there's not to let everybody go ahead of you, but it's just definitely one of those things where you're just like, I don't feel like it's as urgent. So like I don't mind waiting. Because
Yeah.
this guy looked like he was in trouble
Like
a
it was
little bit.
some.
Yeah, like there's some trauma.
He
and
might not wake up if he falls asleep type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember there's another guy because like I was kind of waiting, a while when because like I went in late, so just with the neurologist and everything like that. But in the back of trucks sometimes there's the step down. Like there's the step that's got all like the crazy diamond ridge
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Yeah.
Where
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like, so it's like super grippy, and then you'd step up into the truck. Apparently this guy slipped, like walking down it, so his leg went in, like, so here's the back of the truck and here's the step. His leg went in the wrong way because he was walking down it. So his leg went in, and basically his shin, like, I don't think it snapped, but it was not good. And I could kind of hear what was going on because it's just like the draped walls in that section of the ER, and I was just
Yeah.
like I don't feel good, but like I'm not trading with that guy. because that sounds like everything was fine and then it's not fine because his leg's like the wrong way below his knee. So
Oh,
yeah, he wasn't screaming or anything, but he was definitely under the weather,
yeah.
to say the least.
That point, yeah.
Jeremy said I have to get an MRI every 2 years. How about you? I'm just once a year right now, and then my blood work is every 3 months.
We can get insurance here, right?
Yeah, you
Katie was
can.
asking if we can get insurance in Canada.
Well, that's the
It's
thing.
more a
There,
drug plan, I think.
yeah,
At that
because like
point.
usually your benefits or your health, plan. It usually just gets down to your medicine and like my lovely wife, she's got excellent benefits at her company, and that helps
Mhm.
pay for my MS meds. But um, that's kind of the main part, and then dental as well, because OHIP does not cover dental, and that was
Yeah.
one of the things in the last election here. The NDP wanted to try to add dental to our healthcare, which I think they should do for at least for cleaning and cavities.
Mhm.
So
Well, yeah, considering that like one of the biggest advances for extending human life has been dentistry. Like like
washing
that.
your hands and taking care of your mouth, yeah, it's
Yeah.
just those two basic things. so So I was disappointed they didn't push that through because it's like I don't think dentistry is not cosmetic, like the
No.
the general stuff.
No.
So
And no, it wouldn't affect the level of care. It would or wait time. Like I don't think there's really much that can affect the wait time.
no, it definitely not with that. But that being said, like if you've got money, you can go to other countries and
Yeah, you can go
grab
anywhere
their
and get it
specialists because
done. Yeah.
yeah, 'cause it's not uncommon.
Mhm.
If you want something now, if you got the money, you can cut the line. So
Well, and especially for the amount of like experimental stuff and things that just haven't been like they haven't been actually okayed or wouldn't be okayed through what is it, the FDA?
the
And
drugs.
yeah. But like I know a lot of stuff like different cancer treatments and stuff like that in Mexico. I know is one big one.
Yeah.
Um, people will go down there and do those more experimental treatments. But if you got the money
They got the money.
and the time, I suppose.
That being said, too, with medical stuff, because like the U.S. apparently is not the hottest place to go and get cosmetic surgery done,
Really?
because it's apparently significantly cheaper in some other countries. So people will like
Well, I've
they
heard.
will travel to some other countries, be like, oh, like what are you doing there? Like, oh, just
Cuba.
going to hang out for 6 weeks. So
Cuba, I've heard is a really popular one. Apparently, they have really good like cosmetic dentistry.
actually, Katie's saying here, my sister-in-law, laser eye surgery in Mexico is much cheaper. Again, like it's you can go travel in some of the
Hmm.
places where like if you're getting work done, like get you can hang out at a pretty nice hotel slash recovery place for 6 weeks and then fly back, new and improved apparently.
Hmm. I could get those calf implants that I've been wanting to get so badly.
We've been over this day, and your calves are fine. I mean, they're not Macmillan calves, but they're fine.
Nobody's are McMillan calves.
Macmillan
Good
calves.
Lord.
Guy.
Oh
He
man.
comes out of the shower. His towel's just a little higher than everybody else's. He's showing off those calves. Showing off those calves again, Macmillan. We're only joking because he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, we are
So.
totally joking. He never comes out to flaunt his calves.
I remember when we were at Dane's. Remember we were talking about like our workout routines because like there's a lot of like my workout routines like garbage because I'm not playing hockey anywhere near as much. I'm not playing drums anywhere near as much. And I didn't say that, but I remember Brendan was talking about like how many push-ups he does and all this stuff, and I was just like, it's like when you're in school and like you all have to do reports, and you're just like, I don't want to go after so and so because they're gonna do a really good job. And like I want to go first. I want to set the tone. I want to be like, I didn't eat ice cream for breakfast. And that's when I
Man,
said that.
I still the most regrettable workout that I ever did was that time that we all went on the road and decided. And Jeremy's right. Playing drums is
You
definitely that
do,
is
yeah,
a
you
heck of a
do.
workout, especially
Counts from
if you're
that.
playing up tempo stuff. Um, but that day that you, me, and Brendan were all working out together, and I think B was on the elliptical, and you were on the bike or something
I was
maybe,
probably on the treadmill.
or the treadmill, and then I was on the treadmill for a bit, and then Brendan. Either way, I outdid myself or overdid myself way too much. Like I hurt for I want to say like comfortably 2 weeks. I hurt from that one workout. Like I think I was sprinting on the treadmill for like goodness knows how long.
Yeah, just sweating it out.
My turn. We did not say a word while you were gone.
No, we didn't.
We
We
have
just
been
waited.
quiet and waiting without what's the term? Bated breath. Bam. Boom. I did. But yeah. No, and to this day, if I work too hard, the feeling comes back in the front of my calves, like or not, I guess that'd be my shins. Oh, it is the worst pain in the world. And I didn't have that before that day. And I blame that on how high like B's got stamina at like high intensity,
He does.
and like he just kept going faster. So like when I would kind of get myself to his pace, he'd just kind of start doing this. Like you can tell that B's got brothers because he always can like and I don't think he even does it on purpose, but he'll just go like a little quicker.
It's
He's
got
like,
another gear.
yeah, it's like, all right, thank you, you're pushing me. I will go a little better. But yeah, that forever will be the most painful. Like even high school workouts, like football, um, like football practice every morning, did not feel or do to me what that day did. Now, I was also 16, but goodness gracious. Melody got glasses in Malaysia. Now, did you go to Malaysia to get glasses because they were
Specifically to get the Malaysian glasses.
the Malaysian?
Let's say, hey Kelly. Kelly's on YouTube right
Oh,
now.
Kelly's on. Hey.
Joining in.
We're talking about different places in the world to get different kind of surgeries. Actually, there's there's a good one. If you've had surgery in a funny part of the world, please let us know. You don't have to tell us what surgery you got.
That being said, I'm just
Just what was
thinking because
your
I know
experience?
I know a few people who've got hurt on vacation, and they'll just kind of like wrap it up to get back to Canada, and then go to the hospital. Like
I
they'll
showed
break
you-
their arm and then just like put like a bandage on it, a bag over it, and just like get home and then deal with it there, or like break their foot or something and just like air cast it and then just try to get home so they can actually get it solved. So
I showed you the pictures of that friend of mine that was in, I want to say it was Cuba, and was in like a massive scooter accident, and like she was in the hospital.
think-
and,
I
like,
think I remember
severely
you
out of
showing me that, yeah.
commission. But actually,
that sucked though. That looked bad.
yeah, that was not. My gosh, I can't even imagine. But I heard a really good story. I'm not going to mention the name because it involves some nefarious action. But I don't even know if that's a right word. But it was a friend of mine, suffice to say, and they were in, I think, Mexico, or I don't know, somewhere. Anyways, they got really badly hurt after a night of some serious drinking, and and so they took them to the hospital, and I can't remember exactly what had happened, but turns out like eventually they started coming to them for like some kind of credit card or something like that, and the bill was serious, like thousands of dollars serious. And so they snuck him out, and and even at the airport,
Like
there were
laundry cart
people,
style.
yeah, like literally, like sneaking
We're
him
gonna
out
dress you like the janitor,
in
and then we're
like
gonna
an
dress you like a doctor,
yeah,
and then we're
like
gonna
in
try to
some
get you out.
overcoat or something like that. And but they were even looking for him at the airport. Like when he was on the plane,
Wow.
he was thinking to himself, like, they're they're gonna find me. But
Well, because even when we travel, like we get extra health insurance coverage. So we're going because even when we're out of province, like we have Canadian healthcare. When you're out of province, you do need to get other health coverage because it's Ontario health. It's not Canada health. But like, if you've ever read the fine print on your healthcare coverage,
mhm.
it would be like, I just hope this is what they need to pay for it, because there's always catches. To bring it full circle, there's always a catch. So
Yeah. Well, and I've experienced that being in the States, and I mine didn't cover me at all. Like I had to pay out of pocket for every single time I went.
it'll be in Dane's book.
What not to do.
It'll be in Dane's book.
I I have survived.
So long as I can write the foreword for it.
I, I feel like nobody will make it past that. They'll stop. They'll be like, no, this isn't useful
The
information.
events enclosed are true.
Oh man.
Oh man, we just talked about healthcare. Cindy, how's it going?
Yeah, we actually
Pe-
there was
people-
intellectual things said today.
It's like class may have been let out. More people showing up. So
Yes, indeed.
yeah, the main thing we got on this weird tangent talking about healthcare and stuff like that. But yeah, it's the main thing that press release that came out from Live Nation yesterday about thinking concerts are back in the summer, and then the Ticketmaster talking about wanting negative tests or proof of vaccination. It's weird to think that that's the world that we could be going into next year, or definitely into 2022.
Yeah.
So
Well, and at this point, I'm no bands are harmed. No. It's true. It's true. But I think I'm at the point where
sorry if the no bands are harmed, but then I'll put like in brackets, but one drummer was fired like a whole bunch of times.
I just think I'm starting to get over the frustratedness. I don't know. I feel like I think I was just more frustrated and angry about it before. Like it annoyed me everywhere that I went. It annoyed me. It annoyed me to have to wear a mask, but it annoyed me that people weren't wearing the masks because I was annoyed that I had to wear it, and I still wore it. But I think somewhere along the line, it did get to a point where it's like, okay, like this is what today is, and you know, do what you can to make it better, and hope for the best, but
Yeah,
plan for the worst.
yeah, just do your part. Do your part. That's all people can ask. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know we would normally carry this on for another hour or two, but it's like I'm staring at Pro Tools still. I gotta get back to it.
I
So,
honestly, you know what I found today that I'm kind of excited for? It's going to be
about?
my bedtime snack.
What are you excited about?
Rice-A-Roni.
Rice-A-Roni?
Yeah, I found Rice-A-Roni today. Haven't had
That's
that
like
since I was like 5.
that is kind of taste of childhood. Rice-A-Roni.
Yeah,
We should put a list together of all the taste of childhood things, and we should just and eat them, and be like, does it still have that?
Oh, give him like a true to life test.
And be like, yeah, like does this still have like taste of childhood? Because like craft dinner to me is always that, like that's the staple, and then craft singles like the cheese slices.
That I've only recently kind of gotten back into. But craft dinner, I don't think I've never gone more than a few months without having Kraft dinner. I'll get a craving for it. Yeah.
I'm just laughing to myself because like also like Kraft barbecue sauce. I'm like, wait a second, I just ate a bunch of Kraft stuff when I was young. It was just Kraft everything.
You were just crafted.
Yeah, crafty.
Although, yeah, the Kraft singles I definitely I got back into. I don't know why. A grilled cheese sandwich with those Kraft
The
singles.
singles? Yeah.
That to me is a grilled cheese. When you put like real cheddar on it, which I still love,
And like
it's not a grilled cheese to me. Then it's
Like-
just a hot sandwich.
real garbage, basically pastry white bread where you're just like you can really taste the sugar in there. And it never goes bad, like that kind of white bread with
Yeah.
the Kraft singles, 2 slices. And then yeah, like that's a whole other level of taste of how childhood grilled cheese. It's
I
good.
agree.
It's good.
Good.
All right.
All right, buddy.
Well,
Well,
back to Dane. Thank you so much for hanging out. Brendan
Yes,
Brendan
thank
was
you.
playing classic albums tonight. He's playing U2
Yes.
tonight. So that's why he's not here. He said he would hop on if he could, but he's probably driving and or just doing cool Brendan stuff. So I hit the space bar and it put some of the message up. So sorry about that.
well, thank
Um,
you everybody for chilling with us.
Yeah, for hopping on here. It's a Wednesday night groove.
For everyone that helped us figure out what the U.S. medical situation was.
Yeah, this is... Okay, I will post this. My turn saying Brandon's a loser for not being. No, Brandon is a winner because he's the one that's still gigging right now. He's still actually
he's the one
playing
that's still
shows.
playing.
We're all living through him.
We
living through
vicariously
Brendan
live through him after
because he gets to play concerts still,
Mm-hmm.
and he just plays the hits.
The only ones that I get to play are acoustic and
Well, yeah, that's true. I'm the only one not playing concerts at
and
all.
I have mask on. I
I'm
look
just
like-
sitting here.
Look like a
I'm just sitting here like a fool.
harmonica player.
Definitely no harmonicas. Too much moisture.
I don't know what it even means, but I love it. My turn.
I think
and
it's pretty
definitely a
funny.
Favorite. Very good, and I love that we're a beast.
Uh-oh, knock at the door here.
Oh,
Knock at the door. Hello.
Oh, hi.
We were just about to sign off,
I figured it's a little late here. I'm in
We
the dark.
were-
There we are.
giving so much praise. So much praise. Because this guy on YouTube is like, Brendan's a loser for not being here. It's like your ears are burning. Your ears are burning.
Yeah,
I'll
they
show
were.
this guy.
Oh, that's good.
They're red
Show this guy.
hot. That's what I thought. I was like, I might be a little late, but I'm going to show out for the goodbye.
You should have just even if we were done, you should have just logged in yourself and just chat with people on the drive home. Actually,
Yeah,
no, don't
exactly.
do that. Incredibly dangerous because you'd have to read the messages. So don't
yeah,
do
no,
that.
that's
Take my
otherwise
advice
it would-
and throw it in the
otherwise
trash.
It would just be one long B story, which actually would be hilarious. But if you're anything like me late at night, I'd be scared of what you would say.
We just see a whole bunch of copyright strikes as bees listen to Nine Inch Nails or something.
I'd have to censor myself heavily to tell any stories that were any good. But anyways, you guys have heard a few, but that's for the van, which
So-
I'm in, but not for this kind of van talk, you know? It's a
I
little-
love this. Brendan made it. Now someone interesting is on.
Interesting and awesome. And in shape. We talked about how you're in shape, Brendan, earlier too.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, I'm skinny.
don't be modest.
I was so good. Ask Melissa. You go and ask her. At the start of the pandemic, I was working out every day, all this free time. But that's all. That last little bit's a little rough.
Are you back eating ice cream for breakfast like me? Please say yes.
Kind of, yeah. I mean,
That's the one.
it's not ice cream, but definitely the workouts have gone away. So that's not good.
That is the one
That's not
saving grace of like the kids will eat anything like that's around. So I don't really get a chance for all the sweets as much as I would like.
Too
That's
slow.
kind of good. It's like they
Yeah.
take care of it for you, and you're like, oh, there's none left. Can't have any. Guess I'll just eat this celery.
Well, and
Boo.
there's been times too where like I've had something and I've wanted it, but you know he'll come in and I'll be like and I'll give it to him thinking, and it's like, oh, Dane's so nice. No, Dane's thinking, okay, that's That's like 15 pounds that won't go to my butt.
Oh, Dane's trying to fatten you up. All right, here you go, Hansel. Here you go, Gretel. They're like, why are you calling us that? Don't worry, just
That
eat.
is hilarious.
Just eat.
Brendan,
Think about
how's the show?
It was good. It was so like I was never like a U2 guy, you know. Obviously, and the Joshua Tree, it's 1987. I was, 2 years old, a little before my time. But what a great album.
Great
Different.
record, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Different than the other stuff. It's like super simple. Like obviously, like you listen to it and you're like, wow, the bass plays like the same notes for same
Yeah,
four
he
notes.
just loops. He just
He
loops
just loops.
parts.
He just loops the whole song. So you think you start listening to it, you're like, oh, this will be kind of easy. It's not like learning a Led Zeppelin record or a Pink Floyd. There's not time signatures and whatever, right? But then you start playing along and you're like, okay, so they play this riff over and over and over, but then like in the bridge it changes.
That's their secret. We just have the same chords for the verse and the chorus, but then we change the bridge. Oh,
I'll show you something.
learn something new every day. That's why I always tell bands you should learn some covers. And then just rewrite their songs. I'm joking. Half joking. Show was good though? Was there people in attendance? Oh.
And then you'll be saved.
You saved.
And then you'll be
Was there people
saved.
there?
There were 20 people in the audience, all spread out.
Same household?
Yeah, there was a lot of the same people, actually, to be honest. There's always this one guy that sits in the front row every time, just by himself, just rocking out every show.
I guess you
Does
would
he bring
notice.
his own snacks?
Or they have to wear masks.
No, because you have to have your mask on while you're in the theater. And they're not allowed
Wow.
to, I don't think they're allowed to leave. Like, you come in and you sit down and they can make sure, like, go to the washroom, get ready, and then come in and just sit down.
And that's it.
Huh.
But it's today's a little long. Like, that record's 52 minutes it clocks in at. Yeah, it's a little longer.
So, like, nobody's drinking beers or anything?
I think they drank beer before they came in. I'm not gonna
You
lie.
probably pre-game that pretty hard, yeah, so you can...
Oh yeah, dude, we're in Belleville. They're pre-gaming for sure. They're pre-gaming in the kitchen and then coming straight over. I know because I've pre-gamed in Belleville kitchens before. So
That's funny.
no, it's good. It's funny how, like, I think, did we say this last week? Because like 20 people show up to your show. In the before times, we'd be like, oh man, it's like 20 people. It's still good, but like wish there was more. Now I'm like, guys, there was 20 people there.
20 people there. I didn't know them. It was great.
Yeah,
I thought we were good.
Yeah.
They're saying stuff, and I was just like, yeah. Oh, it sounds good.
Yeah, no, it's fun to play music. We played with the click today. With the
Play to a click?
in-ears. Yeah, we
Click
used
today?
in-ears today.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a little different.
Well,
really played.
I would say you probably have to because of all the delays going on.
Yep,
'Cause
that's
if-
number
if-
one reason why.
I remember Turner, because like Turner, like we both are Mike Turner, original guitar player for RLPs. We are both big U2 fans, and he mentioned Larry Mullen Jr. is like ridiculously good because like they're not playing to a click live, but he would need to be able to hear Edge and know that he's in the groove on it, so that the delays don't get messed up.
Yeah.
And I never even thought about that, and I was just like.
You imagine doing that stuff back in the 80s too, with like less digital stuff going on, and like, my God.
I can't imagine doing so many things back then.
Who is that? I
Like,
think the producer was Daniel Lenoir.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
his name on that
the
record.
fifth member. Yeah.
The fifth member,
Just-
right? Honestly, I think he just had like 80 or 90 tracks of stuff, and he just fades stuff in and out and using it. Because you listen to the record, you're like, listen to the layers on this thing.
Oh,
all
there's
kinds of little-
tons
yeah.
of stuff, but
Little
there's
variations and the vocals on it too. That's why we're all trying to like so many vocals on that. So, but what
Yeah.
an epic record, I must say.
yeah, there's always this the thing with Edge's guitar work is there's layers going on, but there's always the one thing you remember from the part, and that's what the song is based around.
That's right.
It's like, so there can be lots of layers, but it's just like, well, what's the actual important ingredient here?
Oh
What's
yeah,
going
you know how
on?
many times I've said that U2 song, the
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, wait, that could be like 8 of them, but they're all good.
Yeah, it was. You know what? Honestly, it was kind of nice just to like. I charted. I just start everything out regardless, even if it's super easy. But I'd like look down at my chart. I'm like, all right, so this song is the same riff for about 4 minutes, and I stop playing at the bridge, and then I come back in with the same riff. Gotcha. Just like play and rock out. It's nice.
Yeah.
Compared to the week before, Animals, where it's like 17.5 minute epic. Fuck. Friggin' songs.
I still
right?
need
So
to put that on here.
you
That
would
was on
like
my to-do list.
you would like Animals, Mike, because it's like the stoner rock stuff you listen to when we're on the road all the time. You'd
I
love
like
it.
the effects. I think the effects are neat. It's very,
I don't
very
know how.
interesting.
I don't know how you can't. That doesn't put you to sleep. I love the music, but it
Because-
puts me to sleep.
I listen from like a technical standpoint. I'm not like, I don't want to say I'm not enjoying the music, but it's just like I'm always listening for production stuff because it's interesting how. Some
You
of it
should
gets
listen
put
to
together.
Animals, because that's Animals. I believe is right before they did The Wall. It was like I
Well,
think they were already recording The Wall.
As
and they
soon as
just
we're done,
Oh.
as soon as
and
we're
they
done,
just-
I'm gonna put it on.
they went in and did Animals, which is super not commercial, and then right after / during when they did that, went in and made like Pink Floyd's most commercial record, right? So it's sort of interesting. But yeah, you'll like Animals because it has like you can tell they really played with effects
Right.
things and production things, and
Very interested.
yeah, music. I like music. Music's good. I can't wait till we can play it again, though, guys.
It'll be
That's what I
nice.
want.
That'll be nice.
Hopefully we don't suck.
It's
It's
nice to
like,
play
wow,
music.
we haven't played in a while.
We're
Yeah,
keeping- we're
it's
keeping-
nice
we're keeping
to
our
play music that you
stretches.
like, but it's even nicer to play music that you had like helped make. That's all,
Originals, yeah.
you know.
It's true. Very true.
I like
Dane,
that.
I do have to get going in a minute here, and Brendan, you should have a safe drive home. There's been one question. Cindy's been asking, Dane, did you cut your hair?
I did. I meant to say something about that, but we were into it.
Dane did
not
cut his hair.
anything crazy. Just a trimity trim.
Just trimmed it down.
Yeah.
A little off the top.
Just, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit.
New season.
little bit here, a little bit the other. You know there, Bob.
It's a new season. All right, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it. 'Cause I get another
I'm
couple
glad-
hours to do
I'm
stuff.
glad I caught you guys.
I'm
glad I
glad
caught
you
you
did
guys.
too.
Thank
So
you.
is my turn, because apparently he was not getting his money's worth on YouTube until you showed up. So,
Yeah.
No, you know what? I was standing in the parking lot and I did my dummy check and made sure I got everything and we cleaned up everything and I was like, man, I feel like a loser.
Not a loser. You're one of us, Brendan.
Yeah.
And then
You're winning.
And I was like, I'm gonna be a winner. That's what I'm gonna be. And I got in my van and I put my headset on. See that? I got it. You
I
see
can't.
it.
I can't see. It's pitch black. And
I-
we're-
Good suggestion. Headset first, because I kind of have trouble.
No,
with
still
guys
can't
on
see.
these drives. No, there's a light. There's a light coming. Can you see?
oh yeah, there it is.
Oh,
Kind of.
gosh.
I
Yeah.
think I saw a chin.
Yeah.
That was and a shoulder. So, all right, Brendan. I'm glad you could hop on here. Glad the show went well. It's good to hear you.
Yep. Rocketing back.
All right. If you're watching on YouTube, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Especially people in there right now should definitely subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the notifications bell too. And if you're watching on Twitch, I don't know if anyone's watching on Twitch, but just follow on Twitch. And remember to share this if you're on Facebook. It's always appreciated.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll be on my gaming page tomorrow. I think I'm finishing Evil Within tomorrow. If anyone wants to hop in for that, should be fun. And then Friday morning, Dane Hartzell will be back, and then I think we'll be back on Sunday. Sundays
Yep.
at 6.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks for everyone that's taking part in the chat today.
Yes.
Dane's
thank you.
trying to keep a straight face right now. He's gonna go back and read a whole bunch of stuff on YouTube after. All right, I gotta go. Thanks
I
everybody.
have to wait till I get home to read them. That's terrible.
You're gonna have to.
I
All
have to wait.
See you guys later. Have a good night.
See you later.
Be safe, Brendan.
I am safe.
Be safe.
Uh...